everyone! My name is Jamila and I'm the owner of the jewelry store Allura Boutique and the marketing manager for Farah AI. And today I'm doing a follow-up video for the Influencer Marketing 101 video that I did a couple of weeks ago. And in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to find influencers, and I'll cover 3 platforms. So I'll cover Instagram, YouTube, and Google search, so to find regular blogs. Now, the first thing that you need to do when you are looking for influencers is to make sure that you have your target market down. You need to know exactly who you're talking to and the type of person that you want to reach for your influencer marketing to be effective. Now, if you don't have a target market or a customer avatar, I'll leave a link in the description so that you can see how to create one and how to create a cohesive customer avatar. Let's start with Instagram. It's one of the most popular platforms for finding influencers. Now, if you're not sure how to find influencers, you may want to start with hashtag research. So what exactly is hashtag research? Again, if you know who your target market is, you know the kind of hashtags that they're interacting with. So for example, I use the hashtag intentional living and meaningful jewelry. So if I go into Instagram and I type in intentional living, I'll see some top posts and then I'll see some recent posts. Now for my business, it doesn't make financial sense for me to go after very large influencers, so I won't go to top posts, but I will go to recent posts and see the type of people that have posted with that hashtag. So that's a really great way to find influencers in your space. You'll be able to tell if somebody is an influencer by how often they post, how many followers they have, and the type of engagement rate that they have. So that's the first way to find influencers on Instagram, is with hashtag research. Now here's the second way that you can find influencers on Instagram. You should go through your followers. Now, you may not notice, but there are probably people who are influencers who are following your brand. Now, it makes sense for you to go through your list and check to see if there's anybody who has commented on your posts or who seems to have a large following. You can typically tell if somebody's serious about their Instagram depending on their little icon profile. So go through your list of followers and see if there's anybody who looks like an influencer, and you can find influencers that way too. The nice thing about this approach is that these people already want to hear from you. So it's not as though you're doing cold outreach, you're reaching out to an audience that actually likes what you're posting, and they are more likely to be receptive to your message and to reviewing or wearing your products. The next place to find influencers on Instagram is in the comment section. Go to your competitors and see who's commenting under their posts. So a lot of times these people may just be regular fans, but sometimes they will also be influencers. Again, you're going to see that they enjoy the same type of products or services that you're offering, and they're probably going to be more receptive to your brand. So that's another great way to find influencers, is through the comment section. Now, the fourth way to find influencers on Instagram is to use a service. There are a ton of paid services that you can use online to find influencers by city, by niche, by engagement rate, really in any way possible, and you can set up your campaigns on these services. Now, they range anywhere from $30 a month to up to $1,500 a month. And I'll make sure that I link to some of the most popular ones in the description below so that you can take a look to see if it will work for your brand. YouTube is a really great way to find influencers for your brand, but the question is, how exactly do you find them when you're on the platform? Now, you can use the search bar in YouTube to find people who are in your target niche. So for example, let's say you sell drones, but you only sell photography drones, then you can Google in photography drone reviews or something to that effect to see who pops up on your search. Now, depending on who pops up, you can go through and check to see if they do regular reviews and the type of following that they have and the type of engagement that they have. So that's a really great way to find influencers on YouTube. The second way to find influencers on YouTube is to go to popular YouTubers' channels and check to see who's following them. Again, check to see who's in the comments. Check to see who's really engaging with these bigger creators, because they're probably trying to also make a name for themselves on YouTube. And if they're micro or nano influencers, then you can probably get a review in exchange for a product, and this will make really great social proof that you can promote on all of your other social channels or on your website. The last way that you can find influencers on YouTube, again, is to use a service. This is one of the easiest and best ways to find influencers if you're really pressed for time and if you have the budget for it. So again, check the link in the description to see the type of platforms that also show you the YouTube influencers that you may be looking for. Let's move on to the last platform, which is regular bloggers and finding them through simple Google search. In the last video, I briefly touched on how you can do a quick Google search for influencers, but I want to make sure that I'm being very specific in this video as to not leave any confusion. Now, once you know exactly who your target market is, it will be extremely easy to type in keywords into the Google search bar to find the influencers that pop up. So for example, if you sell handmade laundry hampers, then you may want to type in sustainable living, because people who want handmade laundry hampers probably like sustainability. Or you may want to type in top interior designers in the city that you live in or the city that you sell in. Now, this is probably going to be tedious because you'll have to go through the links. Typically, it'll be like a roundup of bloggers, like top 20 interior design bloggers in the Hamptons or something like that. But it's definitely worth it to find smaller to mid-sized influencers that are going to be willing to work with your brand. The other thing that you want to do in your search that I just touched on is making sure that you do a location specific search. So if you know that the majority of your customers are in the prairies in Canada, then you want to be looking for bloggers in Saskatchewan or Calgary or any other town that is in that geographic area, because you want to be using influencers that speak directly to your target market. So don't be afraid to do a city search or even a neighborhood search. For example, if you are a local baker and you want to have influencers in your city, but maybe it's just in the north part of your city, don't ever be afraid to get too specific on the type of influencer that you're looking for, especially with the Google search, because there are millions of blogs on the internet. So finding the one that's very useful for your business is going to be important, and using location specific search is going to help you in that endeavor. Now, the other thing that you can do to find bloggers is to look to see what your competition is doing. Look to see who's promoting your competition. Go to your competition's page and go through and check to see what kind of influencers they may have displayed on their website, and then you can go back to Instagram and see the type of people that are following them and their competition too. So really, you don't have to invent the wheel. You can look to see to what your competitors are doing, and you can poach their influencers. There's nothing wrong with that. Awesome. We've covered the top 3 platforms for finding influencers: Instagram, blogs, and YouTube. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. And if you're looking for additional resources on how to grow your business, visit www.farah.ai/blog, and we have a lot of great resources that you can take a look at, and we hope that you grow the best business ever. See you!